It is officially the week of E3 and the Nintendo Direct is tomorrow, so I figured let's go ahead and talk about some stuff. Now I'm going to talk about 3 things that I expect to happen tomorrow in the Nintendo Direct, and then talk about 3 things that I would love to see, but I'm not necessarily expecting them to happen. They're more of like wishful thinking. The first thing I expect Nintendo to talk about is a new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character. They've done this in pretty much every Direct since Smash Bros. Ultimate came out, and so I'm expecting it to be no different here. I don't know what character they're going to talk about though or announce, because well, there's so many characters that are already in the game, and there's a few characters, actually there's probably a ton of characters that could be in the game, but I just don't know. Now in kind of preparation of this video, I was watching a few other videos like this, and I saw that RGT85 actually mentioned Crash would be in it, and I think that's actually a great idea. I would love to see Crash. He'd be fun to play with, and he would fit well within the game. So I'm gonna default to what RGT85 says in his video and say that Crash is probably going to be announced. The next thing I'm anticipating Nintendo to talk about is actually the new Pokemon games. We're getting a remaster of Diamond and Pearl, and also their new open world game, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and I expect Nintendo to talk about each one of these. Now, in the last Direct, they talked about them, and so I think they're probably going to announce maybe something to go along with Diamond and Pearl remake, maybe like accessories or amiibos, something like that, and then they'll talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus a little bit more and give us a little bit more to like be expected or excited about for that game. It looks amazing, and I'm super stoked to see what it comes from, but I think both of those Nintendo Pokemon games are going to be talked about in the Direct. And last but not least, what I expect Nintendo to talk about is actually Splatoon 3. Now this game, well, 1 and 2 sold out amazing in both the United States and in Japan, so I expect them to fully dedicate at least 5 to 10 minutes of the Direct to actually Splatoon 3, because I think they need to talk about it a little bit more, give us some more information on what to expect from the game, and hopefully tell us that it's not just a copy and paste from 1 and 2. Maybe they'll bring in some new type of gameplay that will make it more interesting than those two were already, but either way, I'm super duper excited for Splatoon 3, and so I think that's a no-brainer for Nintendo to talk about. Are you enjoying this video? Go ahead and comment down below and let me know what you like about it, and also if you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and if you want to support the channel, hit that join button down below. Getting into the exciting part, the things that we don't quite know what's actually going to happen, but we're hopeful for. And the first one is a Metroid game. Now, is it going to be the rumored 2D Metroid platforming game, kind of that we got in the olden days? Or are we going to get a Metroid Prime 4 announcement or something like that? Either one of these would be really exciting to me. I am a big fan of Metroid. I loved them back in the day, and I love the Metroid Prime series. So I figured either one of these would be awesome to get from this Nintendo Direct, but I don't expect to get Metroid Prime 4 announcement, to be honest. They had to scrap it and restart it, so I don't think they're ready to talk about that yet. Maybe they'll give us like a flash screen and maybe more details to come or something to kind of spark the imagination, but I don't see them doing that, but I would be very happy if they did. So if Nintendo does end up ultimately talking about Metroid, I think it'll totally be worth it. The next thing that I think would be absolutely amazing would be to see a sequel for the Nintendo Switch. Now, when I say a sequel, I mean either Breath of the Wild 2 or a Super Mario Odyssey 2. Either one of those games I would be super stoked upon, but to be honest, I think if anything, we're gonna see a Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever it's gonna be called, the next game in the Zelda franchise or series. I think we're gonna get it this year because, well, it's the 35th anniversary of Zelda, and it's something that needs to be talked about or something brought up with it. So I'm anticipating something to do with Zelda, but whether it's gonna be Breath of the Wild 2 or a successor, or maybe just a remaster of another game, I'm not quite sure, but I definitely think we would get a overwhelming support Nintendo would if we got a Breath of the Wild 2 or Super Mario Odyssey 2, because both of those games were amazing on the Nintendo Switch and everybody loved them, so like, come on, I think it's time we get another, right? Last but not least, since we are talking about wishful thinking, I think the thing that is the most wishful thinking would be to get a new Nintendo Switch or a Switch Pro, whatever it is called. The rumors have been swirling for like 2 years about this coming, so I think maybe we'll get something. I don't think we will get exactly what we want when it comes to this, but I think maybe they'll mention something about it coming soon or something like that. If we don't get an announcement outright, I'll kind of be shocked, but it is already in the middle of E3, so I don't know. I'm like sitting on the fence whether or not, yes, Nintendo is going to announce it, or if no, they're just kind of gonna not do it now and maybe wait till later. I'm kind of thinking that it's time for the Switch to get an update from Nintendo. They've been doing some things that could potentially lead to that, but I don't know if it's quite yet, to be honest. Now, I know I've talked about it in previous videos, whether I think it's happening or I don't think it's happening. I've been very wishy-washy, but I think we will either see it now and it'll be released for the holiday season of 2021, or maybe in the spring of 2022, but we'll just have to see what Nintendo has for us in this Nintendo Direct. E3 is ultimately happening currently, and the Nintendo Direct is happening tomorrow. So I wanted to kind of put this video together and let you guys kind of know what I was thinking. I've seen what other people are thinking, and there's some things that I agree with, some things that I don't, and so this is ultimately an opinion piece, so I want to know what your opinion is. Comment down below and let me know what you expect to get from the Nintendo Direct and what you're gonna wish that we had gotten. With that being said, that's all I've got. Peace.